세러데이 쇼다운. OK저축은행 브리온 대 BNK PRX.
Rakan, another consideration here. A lot harder to reliably get on top of Ezreal in particular.
I kind of like the Rakan because it also takes it away from Fearless Draft so that Delight can't just play it in game 2.
Yeah.
His champion pool, like his top 3 picks, especially his top 2 of Rakan and Alistair, you kind of just... And yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Our first match, our first game, Hanwha Life Esports up against Gen G. Let's hop onto the riff right now.
But when it comes to living up to his own standard, particularly the one he set last year, it just didn't really feel like he was quite able to match that. So we'll see if in spring...
Yep. As Chovy looking for it. The Q is going to land. If he's got a W available, yeah, he's going to try to push forward. Just going to push him away.
4 versus 4. Chovy, Zeka both have their ultimates available.
I mean, there's an opportunity if they could chip away at Gen G, but instead Peanut just going to get knocked up here. Does go into his untargetable state there with his W, but Canyon just chipping away, looking for the smite steal is Peanut, and he will not get it. So 3.
CS lead slowly being built up. As I say that, Chovy does immediately take a huge chunk from Zeka.
Yeah, it's fun to watch the way Zeka's playing that lane, as look at this, Zeus is getting pretty low. Keen also playing his lane out quite well around there. Or maybe just a gank on a mid here, as Zeka has gone a bit too far forward, as this is Ari Vi, and he is not able to dash out of the way of that combo. You know, you're talking about side lanes, like the Jace would love to have, 4+ grubs, of course. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be a huge win condition, especially if he's going into the Mbessa. So might as well.
Andries are being really beefy as Zeus.
Yeah, he's pretty far up the lane as Canyon just waiting for the exact right moment to go ahead and press his R button, as that is a very easy punish.
Canyon can just ult.
Peanut just getting on in there. He's going to take a huge amount of damage as Delight and Zeus going to come over and help them out. Zero Keen trying to get under that turret. They will be successful in that. But Zeus just trying to run out of here. A little bit of an awkward spot, but he does get away. Not knowing if the Fury was still there. Zeka on the top side, and again, the Ori Vine comes together for this kill as Zeka, he drops down the ult, but it's not enough to get away. Even the ramping damage doesn't take out Canyon, and it's just another Ori Vine combo, as here comes Peanut looking for blood. Can he get anything going here? Maybe onto Chovy. As there's the ult, he does go in, but again, Chovy pretty tanky, as it doesn't look like he will get out of this one, though, and a big shutdown does go the way of Peanut.
Really trade one for him, get the turret as well. Only downside is that you won't be able to immediately turn this into a Herald. It looks like Gen G instead is playing towards the bot side of the map, should be able to pick up the Dragon here instead.
Trying to make something happen onto Ruler, but again, he has that BT finish, and he has plated Steel Cap, so Viper not his ult available, but could try to at least tank up this turret for Keen. And it is going to push him away from the turret and get them a lot of damage done to this turret. Duro now coming on down. Here comes Peanut as well on the chase, looking for a bit more, but that is Rakan. Peanut's still continuing the chase and still making his presence felt. He said, you gave me the Fury, I will make you pay for it. But now there's 4 members of Gen G, and Peanut has to flash away, and the MF comes in and just punishes him. Peanut not respecting Gen G, and he gets clapped for it as Delight as well.
We're putting this straight into the Shyvana bin.
Yeah.
I'm
Please.
It's 20 seconds till the Dragon, how alive. They're here very early. I think it's going to give you opportunity as the TP comes in.
Well, Delight trying to bait the engage onto him, but that TP from Chovy pretty far a bit away. But when he gets there, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with as Duro does go in. The ult from Ruler, not the best, but Duro will go down, and Chovy not able to do too much so far, but Nefiri, Peanut does hit the ground. Zeka incredibly low himself, and Gen G's wallets just a bit too large for the Illit at first by someone.
Islet.
But it's Islet. It's Islet. It's okay. We'll get there. She's still supporting the Platinum Katarina one trick. And we'll see how that... I feel like it's still a good idea. I don't really feel like the draft was a huge issue for them. But now, Gen G just, gonna blow up the Mbessa. Not very tanky at this point, as Zeus, obviously, so he just gets one shot by a massive safe of gold on top of his head. Chovy is Ari, so even though he took a little bit of damage, he's totally fine. The flash on in from Delight, but can they actually kill Ruler? He just ults in their face, and they're not able to do anything to him. As, yeah, Zeka gonna hit the floor as well, and Viper is gone. That is a clean ace. We're only 23 minutes in.
Unfortunately, even the goal is just too big. And Genji coming out swinging here in the first game of LCK. Now,
Voices weren't exactly the best in the drafts, but now we're gonna have another fight. We'll see how this one goes as Genji just totally pull off of the Baron. Duro gets low, but that's the only guy who's going to get low in this fight. So, yeah, Peanut and the rest of the boys just kind of run away. Delight thinking about an engage here. They still have Otacon. So
Mary number 2.
Hail Mary number 7, it feels like, as
He is
Toby.
a tank.
Okay.
That's a tank.
Yeah, well, they exhausted him, and that didn't do all that much. Nice little flash on in and hammer back onto Zeka as well. Looking pretty fun. This game is a done deal, and I think that Genji are having their fun as well and are trying to send a message that when it comes to best of threes, we are on top, actually. We're the better team, as maybe Halma-Life Esports a little bit of a first stand hangover, but all the props going over to Genji as well, as especially Canyon has made this Vi look incredibly strong. And eventually they will get Viper, surely. Oh, nice. Good play.
It's actually, it's correct, right?
Yeah.
To wait as long as possible to kill him there. But it also is really funny.
Yeah.
So it kind of works on both levels, which I do appreciate.
He didn't want to get disengaged, Cone.
You're speaking the
Hex Soul.
Come
Will
on,
be
man.
2-level difference in the jungle, and it's a 17,000 gold lead for Genji. So eventually they'll just press their buttons and put them out of their misery after doing enough mental damage as well. As another charm is going to land. Chovy just not missing those today. And yes, Genji have finally had their fill. They have had their fun, and they will end this game. Surely, okay, they're gonna kill Nefiri, they're gonna kill Pina one more time, and then they'll take down the Nexus 24-2. They killed.
힌트는 없어. 나필이 W 없다. 내가 먼저 열 생각할게 그냥. 알리 풀톱 조심.
미드도 가자 얘들아 지금.
와봐.
간죠.
알리 공 빠졌어. 오르나 노고.
야 오라 찍을게. 잡자. 미리네.
앞으로 뚫으면 그만이요.
이제 하지 마.
야, 홀렸어. 앞에 사고.
아 밀었어.
끝내. 한 번 더 올리고 싶은데.
훌려. 와. 오케이. 오 마이 갓.
So hopefully they can bounce back and we can go to a game number 3. But yeah, that is Keen and Chovy doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, they did. And the gold lead by the end of it was about 20,000, so.
Halma-Life is going to be extremely happy with what they have here. The blind Aatrox for Zeus, no surprise whatsoever. Imagine that he is going to go for the electrocute style again, particularly given that this is not a great matchup in the pure 1v1. And if you look at the Genji comp in isolation, I think that's a good comp, you know, kind of does everything.
Yeah, it's pretty classic.
But then
you know?
you look into what Hanwha have, I think you're not.
We're getting ready for this game number 2. As who is going to take it this time? Will Genji shut them out with a 2-0, or will Halma-Life strike back?
Cryo, Keen, and Chovy can generate, as we do see the crossover very earlier for Canyon, will get spotted. So they are very aware of that cross map to come through.
Yeah, and Keen actually respecting that, doesn't really push the envelope here. Does hit the Meganar though, and now he goes in. Zeus going for the Umbral Dash away, doesn't get hit.
The champion.
And yeah, that is a very good question. Well, we're not going to learn about it just yet. As the flash comes in, Ruler, the tanking from Delight, excellent as well. He does flash away from Duro, as Viper still getting to work here onto this Nautilus. Even a rock going to hit him in the face as follow-up dive potential, but you don't have to do this, but it looks like they do want to go ahead and go for it, but he just gets knocked into the wall. There's the shield as Peanut, the last auto after the flash is Viper.
Pressure in the 2v2 as expected. But the fact that Peanut, they know, again, Kenya's on the top side of the map. And now his play basically has to work for Genji not to be in deep trouble. And this alone isn't going to bail him out, but Zeus will be big.
The flash hop for the slow. Zeus just going to accept his fate. Yeah, he could have maybe flashed, but...
I kind of wonder if he flashes, because Buddha didn't have flash, right? Is all Keen. This is exactly what happened to Zeus in the last game.
Yeah, and now you got Braum here. Keen might just be dead. He doesn't have the flash. So fast forward here from Viper to execute him. Does take down the Gnar. And now you've got the same lane. You don't win ever, even with Viper chunked out.
Assist mean that We do still have Peanut ahead. They have to fight, right? Like, you have to play for these skirmishers. You don't really have a choice here as Gen G to not opt into this, but I don't think they're feeling too great about it.
I mean, at least Canyon got the smite on the grub. Chovy level 6, so is Zeka, as looking for the engage. Peanut getting pretty low as he does not get over the wall, and the divide comes through from Chovy. That's going to be 3 kills for Gen G. As Hama Life, they say, this should be our fight for free. And Delight's trying to use that level 6 with the arrow, but it doesn't amount to too much. As now, trying to make something happen here onto Delight. Level 6 first for Duro. Delight is trying to hop on over, but he's not quite able to, and Viper is just going to be given on over.
As he 1K gold lead.
Yeah, it's definitely been a big flip, and now we're looking for a fight on the bottom side here. Keen is low. Zeus desperately trying to get an execution. Not going to happen, and now the Impale. But who's winning this fight? Delight and Peanut do 0 damage, maybe negative damage. Master on the roams, but I also feel like the reads in the team fights are just not there from Hama Life. The communication is not there, and Gen G look amazing. They're playing fantastically. They deserve all the wins that they're getting in these games. It's now Zeka getting a bit low, trying to trade back with the laser, just can't quite match
consistently
Chovy.
Great. Feels like every play that Humble Life tried to go for, Gen G reads well and responds, and every play Gen G goes for Humble Life just doesn't quite seem to be ready to spawn anytime soon. As
these guys are so good at dodging skill shots. Like, they're both throwing good ones and just both dodging everything. As Keen, though, is going to go mini. He's got Canyon on the way, but that is a Xinjiao. We even got Viper here as well. The World Ender is in. The arrow going to hit Canyon, but he is Xinjiao. And he does go for that ult. Peanut looking for the Impale, and he is going to get him with just the edge of that one. Keen does get taken down. At the moment, though, he has to run into Peanut as the Impale comes through.
No flash.
And no flash. He is Xinjiao, though. So he does press his R button himself and does get away. Zeus also pretty low. Duro on the left side getting caught out big time, and he doesn't have flash either. And that is just a free Nautilus, as that is what we were expecting the Nautilus to do in this game. Although Peanut now going to be caught out himself, gets stunned up there, and down he will go.
Mid lane turret is probably going to suffer forward, but getting defeats is nice, and getting more gold into Zeus, turning it into a real side lane threat is a big win as well. This Chovy, they're going to really look for a play here.
Oh god, that arrow is going to hit him right in the face, and the Chaos Storm is right on top of it. And so that's an easy kill on the Chovy. Thought he could stay safe under the turret and be able to dash away, but the arrow just caught him off guard. So a nice play from Viper to land that one. We do have the Rift Herald in mid, and a big wave. So at the end of the day, is this a win for Gen G? I mean, Hama Life, yeah, they got the kill. They took down Chovy. That's nice. They got that, but they lose their mid turret, and they don't have any pressure top because Delight took a massive chunk. And we might get another, oh, just barely not, as he runs out of time here. Where's the Ash a little bit more of, you know, I provide engage, they have damage elsewhere. The arrow this time going to sail wide, and Canyon, very tanky, is going to tank up a lot of this, but does get stunned. They're still continuing to go in on the Xinjiao as Duro in the front line as well. Zeus gets in, and the Impale is big, but Chovy lights up 3 and locks them down. Peanut as well over the wall will be taken out eventually, and they were just all baited until Chovy got there and put the beat out an Impale. That's it. So we'll listen in to Chovy. Just avoiding the storm, waiting for his moment.
야, 딜러.
Go, 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 go. Oh. And yeah, he was able to line it up pretty nicely. Keen is taking a bunch of damage. He will be punished. Not sure what happened there. He was in the middle of his wave.
I know, overextended the sideline and just kind of died.
Yeah.
나이스 대지윤.
Duro, he is not going to spot Zeus hopping the wall, and so will take a huge amount of damage, but Brute comes in, and guess what? He's tanking up the damage! He's not going to die this time, but it is Zeus who does...
Enjoying at a moment's notice, and there's the T flank.
Oh, and they're going to catch Chovy. He does go into the Zhonya's, but I think they might have the damage. Chovy, he does get the split, but now Keen shows up, and that might be enough here for Gen G. It wasn't a clean fight, but it's still a win as Peanut picks up 1,000 gold on that Corki. Ruler had a gigantic, 3 kills for 4 kills, but, for Hama Life, they stopped the Baron. They have TP coming in. Peanut is well, he's okay. He's trying his best. He's putting in good effort, guys.
He is a Scorpion.
Yes, he's playing the Skarner champion. As Keen, he wants more.
Is Zeus just dead again?
Says Zeus is easily baited.
Attempted shuffle. I think Genji's still been in this game. Like, I don't want to go too
Yeah, Zeus
that was
gonna die.
That was definitely a point where Genji could have lost, right? If Keen's a little bit slower on the TP, if they don't get to stall Chovy with his stop, or if Chovy doesn't get to stall with his stopwatch, if they don't have the damage, Peanut can try and go for this.
Yeah, he's going to catch Zeka here up against the wall, and even if Keen died, it doesn't matter. It's worth. They take down the Victor, they take down the Braum. It's a double kill for Ruler, and he's going to enjoy that. 9 kills in this game, and that will be Baron. Similar. It's a beatdown from Genji. It's not very close. I mean, this game was close for a while, but then it wasn't. As here comes Chovy, level 17, and guess what, Duro? He's baiting them all in, and he dies. He fulfills everything. He does his to-do list, including the death at the end, as the rest of the team follows up and picks up the kills. And it's just over. 29 minutes, Genji will take down the 2-0 here on a Hama Life, as it looks like Ruler will be punished for playing with his food there, nice and pale from the side of Peanut, as Chovy and Canyon, they want to continue to send the message, but the Nexus dies first, and that will be the
I wonder.
I do wonder what the fans think about this one.
Honestly, if the fan votes go for like Duro, I'm like 2 thumbs up. You go, fans.
So base,
So
almost 2 base. They just call him like no flashes.
애쉬 노플이야 그 지훈아.
나 8초.
애쉬 노플 노공이에요 형.
브라움 노공.
다 노공 다 노플. 다 노공 다
No
노플.
flash on everyone.
들어가시고.
얘궁 있어. 다 죽고.
He has ult.
I love that Ruler, no matter the game state, is always just so serious.
Yeah.
Like, he was 11 and 3. By the end that game was done, he's done
Maybe
the
it could have
most
been 11 and
damage.
2 instead.
It could have been 11 and 2. Why I assume someone said that Skarner had, and I was like, he has ult. What's that? As they're killing the Nexus! Oh.